That's a good song.
All right, folks, how you doing today? I am Joe.
I am Bryant.
We're here at the gun shop, and today we're going to talk used guns.
Yeah.
And we've done this before,
Mm-hmm.
but we keep getting the same questions over and over again, so we're going to ask again.
I'm going to put a link somewhere and like every time somebody asks, I'm going to show them
Yes.
a link.
So, anyway, used guns. Buy, sell, trade, yes.
Yes.
What to look for?
Can't see the sign, but it's up there.
Let's go for when they're selling a gun. First off, folks, be realistic when you're going to sell a gun. I don't care if you're going to trade it in, sell it to us outright, or sell it to somebody else.
Right.
Be realistic what you're looking for.
You're not going to get what you paid for it.
Yes.
Or even close. Well, unless it's like really old and
It depends if you got certain guns, yes.
Yeah.
But if you know your basic Glock or something like that, or Springfield, you're going to lose money on it.
I usually tell people you're at least going to lose the margin twice, and usually more because they come out with new models so often that nobody tends to want the old ones.
You think about when you buy a car, as soon as you sign that paperwork, it's what, 20% plus down off that price?
At least.
So it's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Paperwork involved, everything else. But when you look for guns online, people can ask what they want for a gun online. You actually have to look for what they actually sold for.
I'll say that is our biggest thing we have to overcome when people bring in used guns is you have to kind of show them just because Johnny B listed his DVD from 1999 on eBay for $1,000 doesn't mean it's worth $1,000.
It actually sold for $19.57.
$3.
Yeah.
So it's what they actually sell for, or true market value, is way different from what some people want to list their stuff for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look at those things.
The biggest problem is people usually don't have accounts for those, and they won't show you the sold items. They'll only show you what people are selling. So,
Yes, we're honest. We're going to show it to you right off the bat. Anyway, hey, this is what they're actually
I show you. It's easier.
selling for. People are asking this, but this is what they're actually going for. And some people bought guns during COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of people bought guns during COVID.
Sorry if you're trying to sell it.
Yeah, the prices were a lot higher back then. Sorry, it wasn't any gun shop's fault out there. I'm sure a few of them took advantage. But just getting the guns in was tough. It was a lot more expensive.
Some guns were over twice as much as they.
The distributors that had the guns in stock, they were charging a lot more for that gun, so the prices went up.
Supply demand.
Yes.
And that is honestly what drives most value and prices on used guns, is how many are out there versus how many people want it. That's what drives it. So.
When you're looking to buy a used gun, there's nothing wrong with buying a used gun.
We prefer it.
You can save some money.
For us, anyways.
Let's face it, a lot of people buy these guns and never use them.
Or they do.
And here comes somebody. We're going to pause again there.
Pause.
All right, we're back. We had customers come in buying a used gun.
Yes.
Yeah, buying a used gun is great. Save a few bucks.
Very much so.
You might have something that's broken in already. Don't have to worry about doing that. But let's face it, a lot of people buy guns and never use them.
They don't shoot them. There's some ways you can check.
I can see that from here that's probably never really been used.
Yeah, so what he's speaking of is on a semi-automatic pistol, the hood of the barrel here where the slide drags across it, will start to get a bunch of wear as they wear in. And I grabbed two here. You're not going to be able to see it. Maybe
it's going to be hard saying this. I'm not going to move the camera all around because we're running low on time here, short on time. You can see a lot of marks here, a lot of wear. That's normal. That's common.
It's supposed to be.
A lot of guns, you fire 10 rounds through it, as I got my old man specs on. You fire 10 rounds through it, you'll start seeing those lines. That gun right there, as far as I can tell from here.
Maybe shot once, maybe.
I see no lines in it from here.
Yeah, you get two, barely.
Yeah,
barely. The magazines will also get a little drag mark from the rounds going in and out of them. You can start to see there.
Some of them have a grease mark on the follower of the magazine. That will show you. I don't think SIG has it. Smith & Wesson's big for it. That'll show you if the magazine's actually been loaded before. So certain things to look for. Just gonna pull out the Smith now.
Just gonna check in. We have that. I don't know if you guys can see that little silver marker mark there, or I don't even know, chalk mark.
Yeah. Right there, Smith & Wesson's notorious for it. If you can tell if that magazine's been loaded before, you'll see probably that grease mark taken away right there. So you can tell if the gun's been used a lot or not. Look down the barrel, but let's face it, some places, some people are going to clean the gun like crazy. Those are things that are not going to be able to
just check and see.
Change by cleaning it. These marks here, you're not going to get rid of them. They're there forever. It's normal. It's wear and tear.
Honestly, guns are good. Most pistols are good for hundreds of thousands of rounds.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of rounds.
Yeah.
So if it's got that many rounds to it, you're probably going to be able to tell just by glancing at it.
Yeah.
It's been around
I
that
got a
much.
Glock that has close to 100,000 rounds through it. And
You
it's broken in really nice.
can tell it.
So, other things I want to look for, looking at a used gun and stuff that we look for when people try to trade them in, and what kind of work was done to it.
Yes.
If it's a heavily modified gun, no, really don't want it.
Right. Go to a place too that can tell you these things, by the way.
Yeah, find yourself a good, yes, come here, but if you're not from around here, find yourself a good reputable gun shop that's selling that gun. Hey, can I bring it back if there's an issue? Just returning your guns, a little difficult, but have you fired it before?
Yes.
Have you test fired it? Are you sure this gun works?
Right.
We saw a gun that came in here earlier that was just unsafe.
Yes.
Claimed it went off by itself. When we took it apart, we could see
And-
probably why.
I took it apart. It was a Glock. It was not safe.
Yeah, somebody decided to take some sandpaper to it.
Yes.
Even with my bad vision, I can tell.
If everything is crazy polished up, it probably didn't come from the factory that way.
Yes, and you can see it in there.
I'm gonna show you guys one other thing too. If you guys are looking at revolvers, revolvers very quickly you can tell if they've been shot on the front of the cylinder here. They're gonna have rings. And the other thing to check, which a lot of people don't check, is check. I don't know if they're gonna pick it up in the video. The inside of the barrel where that cylinder is. Check for cracks where that barrel comes up through the frame. That's where they tend to break.
Yes. Yes, revolvers break.
A lot, actually.
Tired of people saying it's the most reliable thing out there. It's a mechanical device made by man.
They break.
It's going to break at some point in time in its life.
Revolvers are easier to break, in my opinion. Semi-automatics are easier to jam, but it's usually the ammo. The ammo is what causes a jam here, usually.
Usually. Sometimes it's user.
I mean, everything can, yes, user error too.
And when you're buying a gun, know how to use it.
Like putting a 380 in a 9mm. That'll cause a jam.
I know people have done that. Not using your name, Mike. Listen, know how to use your gun too. Get the proper training. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Don't just go buy a gun, take it to the range, and think you're an instant badass, know everything about guns. Know how to use them. It's like driving a car, anything else that you're going to operate a piece of machinery, know how to use it before you operate it.
And guns aren't really like cars or other things, and like they don't really get worse when they're used.
No.
In some cases, they're better because if it was going to have a problem, it's probably going to be out of the box. If it's a pre-owned gun, somebody's probably shot it and figured that out already and sent it back if it had an issue.
I'm telling you, like a high-end 1911, I'd rather buy a used one.
I actually prefer used guns, period. There's one I'm really wanting right now, and I'm kind of just waiting to see if we get a used one. So.
The one we were just talking about? You won't buy mine, don't you?
Well, no.
No, mine hasn't been used much. So
I won't get a good deal from his.
I'm going to charge you double.
Yeah.
So no. Look at the gun, look it over, have the shop take it apart for you, look inside, ask them what kind of modifications have been done to it. Again, if a gun's been heavily modified, I'm going to step away from it.
Yeah.
Again, going back to a car, if you're buying a normal, reliable, everyday car, you're going to go the one that's been raced and heavily modified? No. So.
Okay. Yeah. See what they come with too. Sometimes they come with box and paper. Sometimes they don't. They have extra mags or holsters and stuff like that. That doesn't always help the value, but it might help you in wanting to buy it.
Extra mags are always a plus. Are you going to use them?
Yeah.
If you're not ever going to use them, it's not worth it to you.
Right.
We had another gun recently. It's probably gone up. It's down there. A Glock 42.
Two.
No, it doesn't come with the original box and paperwork. Does that really hurt the value? A little bit. Yeah. Everybody wants to have the factory box and paperwork. Why? Because nobody ever reads paperwork.
And we all just throw it in our garage
It's
or closet.
nice to have. Factory box, always nice to have with it.
If you're buying old collectible guns, I will say that will really help the value. Newer stuff, it doesn't help or hurt it as much, but it does still help.
But back to Glock, if it comes originally with 2 magazines, when I buy a used gun, I'd like to have the 2 magazines. If it does not, that's going to hurt the value. What's a new magazine for? $30, let's say. Okay, what's the used magazine going to be for?
25.
Let's say $20, $25. Deduct that from the price of the gun.
Yep.
That's what you should be paying. So, do your homework, do your research on these things, educate yourself. Again, with a used gun, I wouldn't educate yourself where I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to go home and think about this and educate myself on it. Because guess what?
And it's going to be gone.
It's going to be gone by the time you get there.
Used guns go quick.
Yes. People look for them. Okay. Collectible used guns, again, with the box, like Brian just said, definitely increases the value.
That can help the value.
Especially old Colts,
Remember
Smiths.
too, there's 2 things that make a gun like shoot up in value. You can have 2 very old revolvers from Smith & Wesson, let's say, right? One of them could be $3,000, the other one could be $300, and they're literally the same gun, but one they only made however many of and everyone wants it because they only made so many. The other one they made 1 million of, and that a lot of times does shoot your cost around on. So you may see, like one gun be $300 more than the one right next to it, that doesn't make it a better gun or anything like that. It just means somebody's collecting that.
Yeah, it's a collectible gun compared to a shooter.
Right.
We could do a whole hours on the video of how to go through those guns.
Yeah,
That's a
insane.
nightmare.
Yeah.
This guy does an excellent job on it.
Internet's a real need there.
Yeah. Finishes. The gun been refinished. Okay,
Yeah.
we refinish it. Okay, that just destroyed the value of that gun.
Go to a place that is used to dealing in used stuff.
Yeah.
It's a whole rabbit hole.
And we've screwed ourselves sometimes. We bought guns.
Yeah, we definitely have gotten scratched.
Hey, we thought it was this, and it ends up not being that. It's like,
Yeah, I just gave you $800. So that's worth $3. Whoops.
yep, we got screwed.
Learn my lesson.
And back in the day, we've gone the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
And we've actually called the people, hey, we owe you a couple bucks.
I've done that here a couple times.
Yeah. So it happens. We're going to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
So do your homework with them. Again, if you're looking for a certain gun, or even if you're not. Heavily modified, unless you know a lot about that gun.
We're talking more of the internals and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about having a Cerakote and everything else like that.
Changing the barrel, lightening the trigger, that kind of stuff.
When they go inside, they start
Hand
sanding down.
stippling it. Oh my god.
Hand stippling, we've seen some that are really good. We've seen some that were,
No.
just buy a new frame.
Mm-hmm.
So deduct that from the
Don't
price
buy
of the
that
gun.
gun.
If you're looking at a Glock, buying a new frame is not that easy because the frame is actually a serialized part.
That's the firearm, right?
So it's actually part of the fire, or actually the firearm. So
I was going to say
Good luck.
something and I forgot what I was going to say.
I'll keep going back. So do your homework no matter what you're going to do. If you're going to sell your gun, be reasonable. If you're going to buy a gun, and let's just say you're looking for a concealed carry, a home protection gun, just know what you're looking for. You find something you like at the shop you're going to, buy it.
Right.
And be reasonable.
Don't be afraid to trade in your guns. That's what I was going to say. If you have a gun that you don't like,
It happens.
you're going to lose money on it. Trade it in, get something you do like.
Yeah.
Especially if there's something new or something that you know you like and you've held and you know you like it, trade it in.
Yeah.
Don't get so attached to them. But if you like them, don't get rid of them.
Yeah, if you like it, keep it because you are going to regret it.
Yeah.
If it's something you can save for a car gun, a nightstand gun, something to hide around the house gun,
Yeah.
leave it the secondary house, boat, whatever it's going to be, keep it.
It's more fun to have more than less.
If you bought yourself a concealed carry gun, a lot of people go out and buy a budget gun for the first one,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, okay, time to upgrade, not happy with this one.
That becomes the stash gun.
Yeah. Get rid of it. Again, your budget guns, remember when you buy it, you're losing
You're going to lose.
a lot
It's
when
not
you go trade
horrible,
it.
though. It's not like
It's not that you're
it's
losing.
not like electronics.
It's like buying a car when you go to trade it in. You're not getting everything for it. Look at it as, okay, it only cost me this much money to have that gun for that long.
Yeah.
You had the gun for 5 years. Okay, you had the gun for 5 years. It cost you $200.
Wow.
What are you bitching about?
I spent $200 on way worse things.
How many of us have spent $200 at the bar? Peed it out the same night. So,
I had nothing to show.
folks, you got questions about used guns, anything like that? Give us a call. Side note with that, I'm not going to go on a rant here. If you're coming in because you just want us to value your guns, we're going to charge you.
I'm going to charge you.
And don't come in and BS us saying, hey, I'm thinking about selling it. Can you give me a value on it? We can
See
figure it
you.
out pretty quick. Yeah, so be respectful. I don't care what shop you're going to. That's what they do for a living. That's how they put food on their table. That's how they're supporting the other employees there.
Right.
Be respectful of that. Pay them for their time.
It's not much.
But if you're just looking for the value, fine.
Just tell us.
Yeah, just tell us. Be honest right up front. Hey, I'm thinking about selling to my buddy. What should I get for it?
Yeah.
You should get this.
Okay.
A lot of them won't be able to tell you right off the bat, but if it's something we got to do research on, older guns, yeah, you're going to get
Check.
charged. So,
And you almost always have to see the gun.
Yeah.
That's a real thing, too.
hey, how much are you giving me for this
Actually,
gun?
I'm going to go on a little tangent.
Do it. Do it.
If you are wanting to trade a gun in or sell a gun to anyone, they're not going to be able to accurately tell you the price over the phone. There's no way. Unless they can describe every single ounce or exact model that is, which 90% of the people can't, there is no way you're going to get an accurate description enough to get you a value on the gun.
Oh, what they're trying to do is do what the old used car dealers do. Which
Call
they,
around.
They probably still do it. No, they call around. Hey, what are you going to give me for my,
Yeah.
2010 Camaro?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to give you 40 grand for it. Shit, I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Then you go there. Oh, well, we'd give you 40 grand if it was in this condition.
I was going to say, I can lie to you and tell
And
you
it was
really
this model, and it had this engine, and it was this
that
specific color.
exact trim. And
But since it's not, we're going to give you $9,000.
just bring them in, folks. We will look it up, and I will literally show you on the computer what they're selling for.
Yeah.
Every single time. That's what we do.
It's that easy.
We're going to be transparent on that.
And there's no real blue book.
There used to be when
It used to be
before the internet.
Yeah, before the internet and all that stuff. There's
Blue
no
book.
blue book anymore.
And you wouldn't want the blue book number anyways because they're usually really low.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had somebody today. The gun was worth more than you thought.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Ended up giving the guy more money.
Gave him what he asked for.
But hey, more than what he was looking for
Mhm.
for the gun. But you're gonna see what they're actually going for in real time.
Yeah.
So
We check it.
questions, comments, concerns? Call us, write
Please
us.
call us or email us at some of the
DM,
descriptions.
PM,
Yeah, what did we say earlier?
M&M's,
Slide into the M&M.
S&M. I think that's something different.
I think that one's different.
Or no,
No, maybe not.
we don't care. Anyway, folks, have a great day.
Peace out. I'm gonna do it.
Feel for me.
And I'm back. And about.